Okay, so, sometimes a story pops up and it's like, am I really seeing this?
Yeah.
This is one of those times we're going deep on this whole Harrison Butker thing, right?
Right.
Not just the football, but like the whole speech, the reaction, the senator. It's wild. We've got this article, it just came out a couple of days ago, actually, October 14th. Chiefs Harrison Butker gives non-apology for controversial homemaker rant. That's the title. Catchy, huh?
Definitely grabs your attention.
Yeah, you don't expect a kicker to be making headlines like this. But it's less about the game and more about, well, everything else. Traditional values, getting political, even throws in a senator who's, well, let's just say he's got a reputation. You ready to unpack this?
Let's do it.
All right, so first things first. For anyone who doesn't follow football religiously like some of us,
Right.
who is this Harrison Butker?
Okay, so you got Harrison Butker, kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Big-time leg on that guy, known for his accuracy under pressure. But here's the thing. Butker is also a very devout Catholic, like seriously devout. And that's not just some background detail here. It's fundamental to this whole story. His faith really informs how he sees the world,
And boy, did he let the world know it. So picture this.
Hmm?
Commencement ceremony at Benedictine College, small Catholic school. You're a graduate, cap and gown, ready for some inspiring words, right? Maybe some advice on chasing your dreams, making a difference. But Butker steps up to the podium and, well, it's not exactly what anyone expected.
I bet. What do you say?
He really went there, especially when he started talking about women, about their roles. He said that this whole modern idea about women, like their potential being tied to their careers, that it's all diabolical lies. Whoa, right.
Strong words.
Yeah, and he doubled down, saying that for women, being a homemaker, a mother, that's the most fulfilling path, period. Even brought up his own wife, Isabel, as like the shining example. Said her life really began when she became a mother.
Okay, I could see how that might rub some people the wrong way.
Rub. More like full-on crash and burn.
Right.
I mean, think about it. We're in 2024 telling women their places in the home, no matter what their own goals are. Not exactly a recipe for a standing ovation.
Definitely not the messaging most people are used to these days. And I'm guessing it didn't go over well.
You could practically hear jaws hitting the floor. The internet, well, that exploded faster than you can say touchdown. And you know what's really interesting? It wasn't just your typical back and forth online. This thing became a whole political football.
Really? How so?
Well, remember that little tidbit I mentioned earlier about a certain senator?
Yeah, the one the article called out?
Exactly. Senator Josh Hawley. He actually came out swinging in support of Butker.
No way. Seriously.
Seriously. Hawley's this conservative firebrand, right?
Yeah.
And he's all over social media praising Butker's courage for speaking his mind.
That right there is fascinating.
Tell me about it.
Because you've got this article calling Hawley, quote unquote, the worst sitting senator. But then he's out there, arm in arm, figuratively speaking, with Butker, a guy who just told a graduating class of women to forget their career aspirations. I mean, that tells you something about the state of things, right? About this huge divide we've got going on.
Huge doesn't even cover it. And wait, there's more. It gets even wilder.
Wilder? How?
Buckle up. Because Butker then turns around and officially endorses Hawley for re-election. Calls him a family man, a godly man.
Wow. He really went all in, huh?
All in. It's one thing to have a controversial speech, another to get support from a controversial figure, but to then endorse that figure, that's a whole new level of, hold on, what's happening?
I mean, you can't make this stuff up, and it really makes you think, doesn't it, about what it means to stand by your beliefs when those beliefs might be deeply unpopular.
Exactly. And it goes beyond politics, right? It's about faith, family, ambition, about who gets to decide what the right path in life even looks like.
It's like Butker chucked this grenade into the middle of our cultural conversation. Because on one side, you've got folks cheering him on, right?
Right.
They see him as this brave soul standing up for traditional values in a world that seems to have gone mad. And then on the other side, you've got people who are horrified.
Absolutely.
They see it as dangerous, as harmful, as setting back progress for women.
And that's the thing, isn't it? There's no easy answer here.
Not at all.
It's messy, it's complicated, and it forces you to confront some really uncomfortable questions.
It absolutely does. And that's what makes this whole thing so fascinating, Because it's easy to get caught up in the outrage, the back and forth.
Yeah.
But at the heart of it, you've got this really fundamental question about how we, as a society, navigate these huge, complicated issues.
Yeah.
How do we have these conversations, even when they're uncomfortable, without shutting down dissenting voices?
It's a question that's going to stay with me for a while, that's for sure. This whole story, it's like a masterclass in how something seemingly simple, a speech, can ignite this firestorm of debate.
It really is. And for anyone listening, thinking about all this, here's something else to chew on.
Go for it.
This idea of being on the right side of history. What does that even mean? Because history isn't this fixed thing, right?
Right.
It's constantly being written, rewritten, reinterpreted. So whose version of right are we talking about? Whose history are we standing on? Just something to think about as you're forming your own opinions on all this.
Man, that's a lot to unpack. Great stuff as always. This is why we do these deep dives. Until next time, everyone, keep those brains buzzing and remember, sometimes the most unexpected stories spark the most important conversations.
Couldn't agree more.